Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to understand the two very important news articles. That is, the first one is about the Asian Development Bank that has approved $250 million for the development of the industrial corridors in India. And the second one is about the GST revenue for the month of October 2021. And we will see that it is the second highest ever. And we will understand that which one was the first highest, and we will understand some of the concepts of the IGST, CGST and SGST. Okay, you must have studied it in the static part, but here connecting it with the data, we will see that how the taxes are divided between the states and the central government. Okay, so these are the two important news articles that we will understand today. So before starting with the news articles, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. You can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So now starting first with the ADB news, that is the Asian Development Bank that has given the loan of $250 million for the India's industrial corridor development. So see, the Asian Development Bank, it has signed this much million of USD, that is rupees 1,875 crore loan. Okay, this is to support the India's national industrial corridor development program. Okay, this loan is to the in support of this, okay, national industrial corridor development program. See, the implementing agency of the national industrial corridor program is the National Industrial Corridor Development and Implementing Trust. This trust is under the DPIIT, that is the Department of Promotion of Industrial and Internal Trade, of the Industry and Internal Trade. So this is the first sub-program of the $500 million loan. That is $500 million loan will be given, and this is the first half of that loan. And this is to develop, this loan is provided to develop the 11 industrial corridors spanning 17 states. Okay. So India is thinking of implementing or developing 11 industrial corridors, and it will be in the 17 states. Okay, this will be spanning, or this will be in 17 states. So some of the names of the corridors like Delhi Maharashtra, IC Delhi Maharashtra, Chennai Bangalore industrial corridor, the Hyderabad Nagpur industrial corridor, the Delhi Nagpur industrial corridor. So such kind of corridors, there will be 11 industrial corridors. Okay, so what are these industrial corridors? Why is India focusing on making these industrial corridors? So India's national uh, Industrial Corridor Development Program aims to develop the new industrial cities. See, this industrial corridor is the industrial cities as smart cities. This will be developed as smart cities where there will be multimodal connectivity. Multimodal connectivity means that the corridor, the industrial area will be connected through various different networks like roadways, waterways, the airways. So it will be connected not only in India, but it will be connected to the international gateways also. The ports and airports will be made such that so easily the things are transported from one area to another. Such kind of smart cities are being made, industrial cities are being made, and they have the multimodal, they need to have the multimodal connectivity under this program. Okay, so gateways will be connected through the ports, airports, and there will be inclusive, climate resilient, they will be made. That's why they are smart cities, because we need to do sustainable development also, we need to develop also, and we need to do sustainable development also. So there will be sustainable infrastructure while converging the next gen technologies in the sector. So we will be trying to converge in the industrial sector, in the infrastructure sector, sorry, in the infrastructure sector, we will be trying to indulge the next generation technology so that we make a sustainable infrastructure that is climate resilient, that is inclusive, and that is promoting the industries, manufacturing sector of our country. That's why this whole program is being taken care of. With the multimodal connectivity there will be. So the national program also seeks strong institutional and regulatory frameworks. See, whenever a thing, the infrastructure is being made, the manufacturing centers will be made, the industries will be set up in the manufacturing centers, but it won't be effective if we do not have the industrial and regulatory framework, so that the foreign investors also get like towards India, they also do the foreign direct investments. We need that all. That's why we are creating a world class infrastructure development in our country and making the industrial corridor, so that even the foreign investors are very interested in developing their industries in our country. Okay, we have labor, we have raw materials, then why they are not coming? Because we do not have that much infrastructure and the regulatory frameworks. So if we develop that, if we develop a world class infrastructure, we develop a next generation technology, if we inculcate the next generation technologies in the infrastructure sector, and we have the institutional and regulatory framework so that the industries can boom, then we can think of our manufacturing sector developing. Okay, so ADB's assistance complements the government's ambitious reform agenda. See, government has this ambitious reform agenda, but it needed assistance. So ADB has provided the assistance to strengthen the industrial infrastructure and support the country to boost the competitiveness of its manufacturing sector. If we have infrastructure, we have the labor, we have raw materials also, and if we have the institutional and regulatory framework that is in favor of the manufacturing sectors, that is in favor of the industrial sector, sustainable with sustainable development, then we will have a booming manufacturing sector. So that is why the competitiveness of the manufacturing sector will increase, and increasing the share of the manufacturing in the gross domestic product and generate a high level of formal employment. Then that's why, see, in the industrial corridor the formal employment will be there because it will be under a regulatory it will be under a regulatory framework. Okay, so development of industrial corridors will strengthen the national supply chains. As you know, the supply will be easier because there will be multimodal connectivity, so supply will be easy, the logistics will be having a good time, they will be saving their money, the logistics will be very easy and cost saving. Okay, the most boost linkages with global value chains. The first sub program, that is the first loan that we got, will help government initiatives to strengthen all this and improve the project readiness, facilitate ease of doing business, and thereby create opportunities to domestic and foreign investors. As I told you, this will be very good for the investors because now they usually got the labor here cheap, and they also got the raw material, but they didn't wanted to invest in our country because they didn't had that beneficial institution and regulatory framework, well as they do not know how to connect. Like if they are producing at 20 rupees, but if it is taking 100 rupees to reach at the port, so what is the benefit of making in India cheaper when the total cost will be higher only? So infrastructure development will boost India's manufacturing sector to another level. Okay, so this was why the ADB is also helping, the Asian Development Bank is also helping India to boost their competitiveness in the manufacturing market. See, this is important from the point of view of exam because you need to understand the industrial corridor, that what is the concept of the industrial corridor, why India is making the smart cities, because it will help in the GDP later on. Because see, it will create employment, it will develop socio-economic condition of our country. Okay, it will help to boost the GDP, it will help to boost the foreign investment in our country. So this will make our country higher in the rank of in the world. This will boost the manufacturing sector. GDP boost means income boost. Okay, and this will boost the manufacturing sector, uh, the share of the manufacturing sector in the GDP. So these are the things that we are getting from the industrial corridor. So these are the benefits of the industrial corridor. You needed to understand this, as well as how much they have given. So we want to create 11 industrial corridors. Remember this, we want to connect 17 states in this, and the first sub program of Asian Development Bank is $250 million. Okay, $250 million we can say. The aim, remember this aim because this aim is very important. They want to create industrial cities, they want to create multimodal connectivity with the sustainability criteria also. So these were the important points that you need to remember, okay, from this news. The second news is about the GST collection in October crosses rupees 1.3 lakh crore. So see, the GST revenues for October is the second highest. So in October 2021, we got the second highest GST revenue from the introduction of GST. Like GST was introduced in July 2017. Okay, so since then the October 2021 is the second highest, and what is the first highest? The April 2021. In April 2021, we got the GST revenues as the highest. We got the highest GST revenues. And in October 2021, we got the second highest GST revenue collection. This October 2021 is highest, is 24% higher than the October 2020. So you can see that in this COVID we have started to develop a little, okay, because GST collection is higher because we are seeing the road to the recovery, okay. That's why it is 24% higher than the October 2020. And if you want to compare it from the pre-pandemic level, then you can compare it from the 2019. So GST collection in October 2021 is higher, 36% higher than the 2019 one, okay. Then see, GST collections in October came as the, I said 1.3, okay, lakh crore. This was the GST collection of October 2021. You can see the whole term here, that is 1,30,127 crore, okay, of which CGST, the central GST, that is Central Goods and Services Tax, is to 23,861. The SGST is 30,421. The IGST is 67,326 to 361 crore. And this CGST, SGST and IGST, what is this? And which one is given to the state, which one is given to the central, especially the IGST. Usually the people get confused in the IGST, that the Integrated Goods and Services Tax, who collects it and how it is divided, okay. Is it given to the center only, is it given to the state only? So we will understand this first, okay. So IGST, CGST and SGST collects and forms the GST, that is Goods and Services Tax. IGST is the Integrated Goods and Services Tax, CGST is Center Goods and Services Tax. You can just remember that the center collects it. The SGST is the State Goods and Services Tax, okay. So understanding IGST, it is a tax collected on the interstate transactions, that is when the production and the consumption is happening in two different states, okay. Then IGST is applied when the seller and the consumer are located in different states, like Maharashtra. Production is in Maharashtra, the seller is in Maharashtra, and the buyer is in Bihar. So the product is going from Maharashtra to Bihar, and in middle the IGST is posted here, okay. So IGST is all charged on the imports and exports of goods and services. So it is also because the good is going from one place to another. So remember it, whenever the goods goes from one place to another, IGST is put, okay. So on imports and exports also, goods and services, the IGST is applied, okay. And it is usually a distribution based tax, or we can say consumption based tax. So it is usually applied where the good is consumed, okay. So the CGST, it is relevant to intrastate, that is when the trade is happening in one state only, the buyer is here, the consumer is here. That is when the seller and consumer function on the same, in the same state. CGST is collected in by the center. SGST, it is a tax collection. It is also a intrastate tax collection, that is the buyer and the seller are in the same state. So the state of consumption and the state of production are the same, and the tax collection medium for the state collection, okay. The state collects this tax. The SGST is collected by state. Let's understand this through this picture, okay. See, IGST, as I told you, it is interstate. It is divided between the center and state, okay. When the tax is collected, then the tax is divided between the center and state as per some percentage, okay. Then CGST and SGST, it is the intrastate, that is when the trade is happening in the same state. Here is the example of intrastate, that is the trade, is happening in one state only. So the GST of 18% is applied. Now how it gets divided between the SGST and CGST equally? So 9% the state collects and 9% the center collects. So this is the concept of CGST and IGST. I hope you have also understood IGST because it is the interstate, whenever it is going from one state to another. So this was the whole concept. Now coming back to the data, why I told you, see, the government settled this much from the IGST to CGST. So the IGST is 67,361. From this, 27,310 is given to the CGST, that is the center, and the 22,394 is given to the state. That is SGST. Okay, so the total revenue of centers and states later on, SGST 30,000 combined, the 22,000 it is 52,000 something, and the CGST 23,000 combined the settlement that the CGST that the center got after the IGST distribution, that is after the regular settlement from the IGST, the CGST was 51,171. I hope you have understood this. See, the concept of the IGST, CGST and SGST was important, and how it gets distributed, it was important. That's why I brought this concept, as well as it was important that what was the first highest GST tax collection and what was the second highest. So that's why we brought this concept for you, so that you understand that how the taxes are divided between the center and the state. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here. Thank you so much. I hope you have understood the whole concept of the GST collection as well as the whole concept of the industrial corridor.